Hi, I'm Rhea. If you don't know me already, I'm an educational advocate helping you to stay informed and empowered. I work with families all over the US to navigate special education laws, understand their child's rights, and to advocate effectively, even in the face of uncertainty. Stick around to the end of this video for actionable tips that you can use today. And if you're ready to go a little bit deeper, I'll show you how to work with me inside Advocacy in Action and or through my record review service. Let's get into today's topic. You may have seen headlines about potential changes, even the dismantling of the US Department of Education. And if you're a parent with a child with an IEP, you might be wondering, what does that mean for your child and their legal rights under IDEA? To explain simply, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, is a federal law. It was passed by Congress, not the Department of Education. And that means that no matter what help happens to the department itself, your child's rights don't vanish overnight. But the oversight, funding, and accountability systems that we depend on to get those accountability measures in place and hold schools accountable and provide the funding streams, all of that is connected to the Department of Education. So a change there can impact how these rights are monitored or how they're enforced. If you've ever felt like the school isn't following your child's IEP, even just right now, imagine how crucial it is to know how to advocate if those checks and balances that are already in place get weaker. That's exactly why I created Advocacy in Action, to teach parents just like you how to confidently use the law, not just hope that someone else will. Let's break this down. Your child has the right to a free and appropriate public education, or FAPE, in the least restrictive environment, which you may hear referred to as LRE. That means that your child should be supported to learn alongside their peers with services that are tailored to their exact needs. Some examples would be evaluations that are comprehensive, right? IEP goals that are meaningful and measurable. You also have the right to participate fully in meetings as the parent, and I would argue you are one of the most, if not the most important team member other than your child. And you can also request data, challenge decisions, and file complaints if needed. Knowing your rights is powerful, but knowing how to apply them is where all of the real magic actually happens. In Advocacy in Action, I walk you through our 4-step framework that I've used with families for years. The first step of this framework is to establish need. What exactly does your child need? Where are your concerns? Step number 2 is to get specific. If your concern initially is in reading, break those skills down. Is it reading comprehension? Is it letter sounds and recognition? Identify the specific skill area that you have concerns in. Then step number 3 of the 4-step framework is to identify solutions. What could we potentially present to the team to help support your child with those specific needs that we identified earlier? And then the last step of the 4-step framework is to advocate with confidence. And that is where your knowledge of the law meets your knowledge of your child and where your concerns are, and where you bring those concerns to the team and work collaboratively to find solutions. These are, like I said, the same steps that I have been using with families for years. This 4-step framework is the framework that I use when I'm conducting record review services or advocating for families. It's where I go through your child's IEP with a fine-tooth comb and I give you clear next steps based on this 4-step framework, right? So I'm going through every single portion, and then I come back to you with a report whenever I'm doing a record review or working with clients one-on-one. But what I really want to emphasize to you here is that while I can certainly support you with this, you have everything that you need to confidently and effectively advocate for your child, which is why I created Advocacy in Action, to help you along that journey and bridge that gap between the law and your concerns for your child, and kind of mesh those together to create a more collaborative atmosphere when you go in to meet with the IEP team. Let's be honest here. Even with the Department of Education fully functioning, many families are already having to fight just to get basic services for their children. The system doesn't always follow the law, which is why you have to know how to leverage it. Some things that you can do to help you with this, knowing how to use the procedural safeguards, know exactly what your rights are under IDEA. And I've got more resources for that if you need help, but know how to use the procedural safeguards. I also really want you to know how to request data from your child's school. This is so incredibly important, and really what is going to guide your advocacy efforts is the data to support your concerns. So you really want to make sure that you know how to request that data so that you can work on it kind of like a detective, which is what we teach in Advocacy in Action. And then you also want to know what to do when a goal isn't being met. How can you bring those concerns to the team? Like I mentioned earlier, that four-step framework is really going to help you with moving through some of these potential challenges and, getting to a place of collaboration with the team. But those are the things that you really want to keep in mind. Your procedural safeguards, requesting data and gathering that data, and then knowing what to do when a goal is not being met. IDEA, the law, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, it gives you tools. You just need to know how to use them. Whether the Department of Education stays or goes, the families who understand IDEA and how to hold schools accountable will be the ones who are better equipped to protect their kids moving forward. If you want support with building a plan for your child and identifying those concerns, getting specific and advocating for your child, send me a message. I can help you out with a record review service. Of course, I offer one-on-one traditional advocacy as well. But with that record review service, you get a one-on-one deep dive into your child's IEP with clear, personalized recommendations that are unique to you, your child, and your concerns. And you'll also have clear action steps moving forward. So that kind of just jumpstarts your advocacy journey. I want you to know that you do not have to be a lawyer or a special education expert to advocate effectively for your child. You really just need the right tools, strategies, and support, which is exactly what I teach inside of Advocacy in Action. Enrollment is open, and our next live session is at the end of May. We have one every single month that are designed to help you kind of workshop through any issues that you're facing and apply the material that we teach you to your child's IEP. Now, inside of Advocacy in Action, if you join us, you get lifetime access to the training community and coaching that you need to become the advocate that your child deserves. So definitely join us inside of there if you want to build those skills and build those skills not just for this year, but so that you can advocate for your child for life. And if you're looking for personalized expert review of your child's IEP before the school year ends, my record review service is open, but I do only take in a limited number of families per month. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check that out and give this video a thumbs up if it's helped you. Comment with your biggest takeaway, and be sure to share this with another parent who needs this information. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a tool, tip, or update about the Department of Education. And like I said, let me know in the comments how I can support you, what questions you have, and I will see you back in the next video. Bye.